Jai Hind children. Today we'll be starting with a new chapter, Women Can Change the World, and this is going to be module number 1. I had previously also shared this module, but there was some technical difficulties, so I'm doing it again. So the basic learning objective behind this chapter is we will understand how these women have struggled over a long period of time over the years, and they have made a position for themselves in today's world. And we will also look into the work which is done outside the home and how some works are said to be better or suited better for a female than a male. So let us start. In the previous chapter, we had discussed how a woman was always considered to be doing the household work, and the work which she did was also not considered as a regular work. Like taking care of the family, cooking food was considered like it was in her nature. But now, as times have changed and things have taken a new, things are no more the same. If we start the class, we will see that there is a case given of Rosie ma'am, and here she has a group of 30 children, and she has assigned certain role plays, and she's asking the children to tell which one suits whom. Like who is better, a male or a female, to become a teacher? Who is better? Who is a good? Who can become a good farmer? Who can become a good factory worker? Who can become a nurse, and so on. And if we see the results, we will find that people presume, or the children have answered, that if somebody has to be nurse, a female is a better nurse. Males cannot be a nurse because it is the nature which is there in a female, that she is gentle or she has patience, and so she can be a better nurse. If we take the example for pilot, a male is considered to be a better option to be a pilot. Why? Because he has technical skills and he has a scientific temperament and so on. Taking the case of a teacher, a female is considered to be a better teacher. Why? Because she has motherly instinct and she can handle a large group of children and so on. So we understand that people have certain stereotypes in our mind. Okay. But now if we see, today education has changed everything. Women have got opportunities to rise in every field. Then there are a number of women who have challenged things which are going on, and they have fought against the discrimination on all parts of the world. And then both boys and the girls, they attend the school in large numbers. So this is what we are talking about today. There is also an example giving of this breaking stereotypes, where we are talking about Lakshmi Lakra, and I will tell you about her later. The next topic is few opportunities and rigid expectations. Uh, we all know that now, if we talk about the pandemic time, we are staying at home and not going out. But if you talk about the time in the month of January, going to school was very normal. Everybody used to go to school, and getting education is one of the foremost or right every child has. Okay. And how we talk about fewer opportunities, we will see that a lot of people feel that today also women are fit to do certain work, and they are not fit to do technical jobs. So many parents, or parents who cannot afford to send both the children to school, and if they have money, they prefer to send their boys to school. Girls are considered to be the second option. They can be asked to do household work, and they can also be married at a very early age. Now, I was telling about Lakshmi Lakra. Now, Lakshmi Lakra is somebody who has broken the stereotype, and she became the first woman engine driver of the Northern Railways. And she belonged to a family, and she was belonging to a society where people believed that driving such a heavy engine was not a girl's job. But she overcame all the obstacles, and she became a engine driver. So we are living in a society basically which is having a lot of pressures. If we remember, in class 6 we had heard that boys were not allowed to cry, or not supposed to be soft by heart. They are supposed to be strong, and they are supposed to get a good salary after their completing their studies and so on. Now things have slowly started to change. Now the next topic is learning for change. Now, going to school, I was telling that is an important part of our life. But if we talk about the past, going to school was only for a few children. And if we talk about the girls, they were not allowed to go to the schools. And why? Because most of the children, they worked with their families. Like if there was a business of pottery, or if there was some art or craft work going on in the family, or the children used to do the same work and did not go to the schools. And secondly, one more important thing is that the girls were girls contribution in this business or in the artwork was considered as option, secondary option. Why secondary? See, they used to prepare the earth, they used to collect the mud and so on for the pottery, for example, if we take the example of pottery. But because they did not know how to turn the wheel of the potters, a male used to do, so she was not considered as a potter. Then slowly things started to change in the 19th century. New ideas about learning and education, they started to appear. There were many people and many women and women who started to come out, and they wanted to open schools for both boys and girls. But still, there were a lot of opposition on the part of the girls to come out and study. Then there is a mention about a lady called Ramabai who championed the cause of women's education. There is also a mention of few women like Rokaiya Hussain who learned English from her elder brother, and in spite of her family opposition, and she went to become a famous this writer. And then there is also a mention of Rashundri Devi, where of Bengal. She was the first Indian woman to write an autobiography called Amar Jeevan, and her story is being told that she belonged to a rich, very rich landlord's family. And in those times, ladies were considered, if she used to, if she was allowed to read and write, it would bring bad luck to her family, and she would become a widow. But in spite of all this, she used to be awake late at night, take out her son's things, practice the alphabets, and slowly she learned to read and write. And her autobiography is considered to be the first autobiography by a woman. This is all for in the first module. We will be discussing about the doubts in the live class. Thank you.